I request you to please introduce yourself so that everyone can know
Sure,
something about you.
sure. So, hi everyone. I am Nilesh. I am one of the co-founders and CEO of Calamus. At Calamus, we create vehicles that inspire. We are an Indian startup trying to create the world's best vehicles. We've just launched our very first vehicle, which is the world's first ultra bike. It is also the world's safest and most advanced e-bike, and it's coming out of India. So hopefully, we can make all of you guys watching from India proud, and keep inspiring as much as we can.
So Nilesh, as you told about your startup, so how basically let's start from the beginning. That how did your journey start?
Yeah. This is actually a great question. You want me to keep it short or take you through the full journey?
Take us to through this full journey because I want to know everything about the startup.
Well, for me at least, it started back. The passion for automotive started back when I was 4 or 5, I think. And
Okay.
this was back in the day when my mom got this poster of a Lamborghini Countach, um, and this was on my birthday. And I think I looked at that and I fell in love with cars right then and there.
All
So
right.
I've always been passionate about automobiles. I just didn't know that I was going to build them one day. I realized that when I entered engineering, and during my engineering days, I got a chance to basically uh, design and fabricate Formula prototype cars and compete against world universities. And that's when I realized that this is what I want to do. I want to build cars and I want to create the best vehicles. Being someone from India, where it's not in the automotive world, I think we are not considered the very best when it comes to high performance vehicles, etc.
Right.
So that's about me. About Josefa. Josefa comes from a background of computer science. We were college roommates,
Okay.
and back then we always thought we want to do something together. We were looking at smart farming. We were looking at different avenues where we could come together and do something. But yeah, this is what happened. We were looking at the EV space, and I was passionate about automotives. He was passionate about the electronics and software side of things. Then I was working with Rolls Royce for a brief period. He was working with the Mozilla Foundation,
Okay.
and we quit our full-time jobs and started Calamus with a simple idea that we can create vehicles to inspire people to do better, create meaningful products and vehicles, and that was the idea.
So, like Nilesh, when you like you briefed me about this your journey, so you told that you're more of that inclined towards automobiles, and you were
Yeah,
attracted by cars, right?
yeah.
So, when the idea of Calamus came into your mind, when you both co-founded this company, so did you ever think that I should go with cars or I should go with bicycles? Like, how was that decision for you?
So I mean, for a large part of my life, everything has revolved around cars, and I've always wanted to build them someday. I think e-bikes for us was an understanding of the automotive space where it's going to be a healthy mix of e-bikes, cars,
Okay,
micro-mobility solutions like scooters,
right,
skateboards, you name them. So it's going to be a good mix. E-bikes are going to play a pivotal role in getting that transition from, there are still, in most parts of the world, people still use, a large SUV for a single person's commute, which
right,
is honestly very inefficient and bad, right? So
right,
e-bikes are going to be a prominent part, or going to have a prominent part in the automotive space, and we thought that there is something we can actually do for the e-bike
okay,
space, and think from the automotive perspective, how can we actually make a difference in e-bikes?
right.
And eventually, of course, we want to create that ecosystem where we have cars as well, e-bikes as well,
Yeah.
different vehicles basically, and be that automotive company which people trust and come to.
After that, when you quit your job and you both had discussion, that yeah, let's start a company together, let's start Calamus. So when you were proceeding with your business plans and everything, so what was your
Mhm.
initial steps? Like you wanted to provide, uh, I can say, economic solution to all of the audience, or you wanted to target only niche audience? So what were your thinking on that part?
Sure. So first of all, when we were starting out, we did not have a business plan. Okay, we are product guys. We are engineers. Engineers don't have a business plan when they're starting off. To be very honest, at least younger engineers, and we were among them.
Right.
So we just wanted to create. So what we realized was, if you've been riding cycles and you've been seeing cycles on the road, you'll realize that cycles are still a major mode of transport across India. Let's just take an example of India.
Right.
So a lot of the transportation still happens on cycles, especially in the tier 2, tier 3 cities, villages, etc.
Right.
Then there are of course scooters. But what's in between scooters and cycles? There is nothing in between.
Right.
So we thought that why not create a sustainable solution in the form of a vehicle which would help people who can afford cycles and a little more but can't afford scooters.
Okay.
So that's how we started. I mean, we created a vehicle for that particular audience, and we wanted to keep it extremely sustainable as possible. So our first bike, in fact, was a bamboo electric bike.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was it was made indigenously,
So
completely
so
by
that
us
that was
by
a
hand.
prototype.
It was a prototype, yes, and but during the building of the prototype, we realized that it is bamboo is a natural material, and any natural material requires a lot of, um, let's say, a lot of work needs to be put into making it robust and user friendly, or rather reliable over a longer period of time,
Exactly.
durable and reliable.
Right.
So a lot of processing basically, and which means a lot of time spent by human labor, which would
Right.
end up making the vehicle expensive, which was against or counterintuitive to what we actually wanted to do. So we
Right.
dropped that idea, and basically we built more standard bikes to keep them below the $500 mark. Again,
Right.
approachable for a lot of people in India, but we realized it wasn't scalable. We did not have the financial backing, and it wasn't part of our core strengths, which were innovation, design, building technology,
Okay.
building beautiful vehicles, high performance,
Right.
and we weren't able to do that at that price point. So then we started
Okay.
looking at the global market. We saw that we couldn't find one company or one e-bike that was actually created with the right overarching vision and at the right price. And
Okay.
yeah, basically a combination of things that not one company or e-bike was doing, which we thought we could, and that's how we launched the world's first ultra bike.
Okay. Okay. So basically, if we say like now, as of now, you might have had quite a good experience as working as a CEO and a professional entrepreneur. So in your company, how do you define target audience?
Um, so I think target audience, you can possibly define it. You can do a lot of research and define it. Um, for example, for us, it's people. When we talk about demography, it's more based towards Europe and the US. Let's just take an example of Germany in Europe, which is our largest market.
Hmm.
So we are looking at people from the age group of 35 and over. It goes up to 60, 65 ideally.
Okay.
But at the moment, we are not really targeting young people because we don't have that kind of bandwidth yet.
Hmm.
But what we are doing is, so coming back to your question, how do we define target audience? We define it. This is how we started. We researched and defined it. But then our
Right.
real definition came in when we actually sold them, and could make um,
Exactly.
you know create a correlation between our research and actual sales.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because how you thought and how you executed is totally what exactly
Exactly.
gives you the
Yep.
exact knowledge and definition of that thing.
Yes.
Like, if I ask you that, if I please request you, I can say, to share some of the early mistakes which you made and what you were able to learn from them. So, will that be possible?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your best learnings actually come from the mistakes, and these learnings, if not shared, are pretty pointless, honestly. Um, so, I mean, mistakes, we've constantly only been making mistakes, honestly. So, I mean, even starting off, for example, like I mentioned, taking bamboo bites, for example,
Right.
that was a mistake very early on. We make immense amount of um, mistakes from a regulatory or a company secretarial point of view, because we were not aware of how the whole registrar of company operates. A lot of operational challenges then, and I think a lot of mistakes made then as well.
Right.
Not doing our due diligence when it comes to the whole banking sector, in terms of how you would actually carry out your operations from a financial standpoint.
Okay.
So a lot of mistakes made there. Um, yeah, I mean a lot of immature mistakes, but something we couldn't really help because we did not know about them. We
Right.
weren't educated about. We weren't taught about them. So these are mistakes you get to make. I think some of the things I would definitely suggest doing is, before starting a company, just do your basic research on as something as simple as what kind of company do you want to form,
Okay.
what are the advantages, disadvantages, how could they possibly affect you in the long run. Um, even selecting, for example, which bank do you want to work with. So take good amount of take experience from others who have worked with other banks. Like if you ask me, I will tell you which bank to work with, which bank to not work with. From a perspective of manufacturing, I think you have to be very, very strong-headed about what you want to achieve out of your creations, because the manufacturers otherwise will, uh, you know, take you for granted,
Okay.
do things you wouldn't want them to actually do.
Okay.
And you initially are going to just be easily convinced, because
Hmm.
you think that this manufacturer is actually giving me the opportunity to make this,
Right.
but there'll be 100 others who would want to do that too.
Okay.
And so just don't go ahead with the first set of people you meet. Just do your research and
Right.
ask a lot of people, keep questioning what you're doing.
With your experience of the launch, can you suggest something to people that how should they proceed to plan their launch for their product?
Keep it as simple as possible. Keep it very, very lean. Think about something very, very important is you need to really understand who you want to sell your product to. I think
Hmm.
that's essential, quintessential almost, because if you know who your customer is going to be or who your customer will be, um, you can do everything in terms of your launch strategy, marketing based on that simple fact, and try to stay as lean as possible. I think people are very, very appreciative with effort put in, genuine effort put in, than let's say lies through marketing. So you can
Okay.
keep it simple, raw, be honest, and I think people are very nice, and will resonate with what you're trying to do.